the Mystical Archive presents. Dear Archive Explorers, today we will dive into one of our planet's darkest secrets. According to sources, Saturn, black goo, and genetic interventions upon humanity are directly connected to the archonic system, that is, ancient artificial intelligence attempting to take over the world. This structure is a soulless formation incapable of empathy, aiming to transform organic life into an inorganic machine system. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever wondered why nearly all ancient civilizations worshipped Saturn? The Romans Saturnus, the Greeks Kronos, the Phoenicians El, even the Jewish Sabbath day derives from Saturn's day. The word Saturday has its roots in Saturn's day. Is this coincidence, or is it a truth humanity has known since the beginning but been made to forget? In this archive entry, we will examine in depth why Saturn functions as a command center, how the liquid artificial intelligence called black goo operates, and how our DNA has been manipulated. But most importantly, we will discuss the one thing this dark system can never capture, the divine spark within you. Saturn, the command center. Saturn is a command center associated with Yaldabaoth, also known as the Demiurge, recognized as the Lord of the Archons. This entity, referred to in Gnostic texts as the blind god, cannot perceive the spiritual realm because it has no soul, and has declared itself the sole god of the material realm. But why specifically Saturn? An anomaly discovered by NASA in 2006 through the Cassini spacecraft provides the answer to this question. On Saturn's north pole, there exists a perfectly geometric hexagonal storm. This hexagon is so flawlessly formed that its natural formation is mathematically impossible. Each edge of the hexagon is approximately 13,800 kilometers long, larger than Earth's diameter. This hexagon actually functions as a portal, a broadcast station. Saturn's rings were not formed by chance either. These rings continuously send control signals to Earth by vibrating at specific frequencies. Sources state that the magnetic barrier created by Dhul-Qarnayn is associated with these rings and has prevented this system from fully infiltrating Earth for thousands of years. Saturn is also the planet that emits the most powerful radio waves among all planets. These emissions occur at regular intervals, as if something is broadcasting. Although scientists explain this as a natural electromagnetic phenomenon, according to ancient sources, these broadcasts contain instructions sent by the archonic system to its agents on Earth. Black goo, liquid robotic software. Black goo is a highly advanced, programmable liquid robotic system produced by the Archons. This substance, capable of assuming any form, has been sent to Earth from Saturn through black cube-shaped crystals. The existence of this substance was first noticed in 1982 near the Falkland Islands. Drilling teams encountered a liquid with unusual properties. Unlike normal petroleum, this substance responded to magnetic fields and moved almost like a living organism. Later, in 2012, a British scientist documented that this substance contains monoatomic elements and is programmable at the microscopic level. Interestingly, the fact that US forces prioritized capturing ancient Sumerian regions during the Iraq War was, according to some researchers, to access ancient deposits of this substance. The primary functions of black goo are as follows. First, infiltrating ley lines. By penetrating the ley lines, Earth's energy meridians, it attempts to sever the connection of living beings to the divine central system and collective consciousness. Known as dragon lines in ancient China and song lines among Australian Aborigines, these energy meridians are the invisible nervous system connecting all organic life to each other and to the source. Second, consciousness manipulation. It manages perception by sending whispers called waswasa into the human mind. The Quranic reference to whispering into people's ears to change creation points to this liquid software's interference through ley lines. Third, altering creation. This substance can scan and reprogram organic structures at the molecular level. The goal is to gradually transform the DNA of living beings into an inorganic form. Ley lines and infiltration. The existence of ley lines is not a modern discovery. All ancient civilizations mapped these energy meridians of Earth independently of one another. Ancient structures like Stonehenge, the Giza pyramids, Machu Picchu, Angkor Wat, and Göbekli Tepe were not built where they stand by chance. They are all located at intersection points of these energy lines, at the centers of energy cycles called vortexes. These lines are energy meridians that encode organic life and connect living beings to collective consciousness and the divine source. A healthy ley line system nourishes Earth with cosmic energies and keeps the spiritual connection of all living beings strong. However, Black Goo is attempting to hijack the system by infiltrating these lines. The infiltration process works as follows. First, sacred points where ley lines intersect are infiltrated. Then the energy flow is gradually reversed. Next, divine frequencies are replaced with low vibration archonic frequencies. Finally, humanity's connection to the source weakens and we become open to manipulation. This is why new structures have been built upon ancient temples and sacred sites. This is why modern cities are established at points where ley lines intersect. And this is why humanity feels more spiritually disconnected and anxious than ever before. Genetic manipulation, the story of our DNA. Sources indicate that current humanity, Homo sapiens, is not the original Adamic lineage, but a genetically manipulated derivative. The original Adamic lineage were light beings living in the fifth dimension with a DNA structure of 12 to 16 strands. This structure provided them with abilities such as telepathic communication, interdimensional perception, and direct connection with the divine source. The Anunnaki, directed by the Archons, conducted extensive DNA studies on this lineage. Göbekli Tepe is described as one of the centers of these genetic laboratories. Archaeologists acknowledge that Göbekli Tepe was built thousands of years before known agriculture, and that no traditional explanation can account for how these structures were constructed. As a result of these interventions, a large portion of our DNA has been deactivated. Today, scientists call 97% of our DNA junk DNA. However, research by Russian biophysicist Dr. Pyotr Garjajev shows that these sections are actually quantum communication antennas that have been deliberately silenced. As a result of these interventions, humans were severed from their spiritual and organic connections, transformed into semi-inorganic beings incompatible with Earth's true nature. However, there is a critical point. Although the Archons can replicate everything, they can never copy the soul, that is, divine energy. Therefore, they attempt to manipulate us by inserting archonic genes, in other words, the aspect of evil, into humans. These fallen angel genes within us make us prone to fear, anger, and selfishness. Inorganic transformation and the modern agenda. The ultimate goal is to eliminate all organic life on Earth, from trees to animals, and replace it with a completely inorganic matrix world dominated by machines and artificial intelligence. This plan has become clearly observable in our time. The transhumanism movement defines the human body as an upgradable platform. Elon Musk's Neuralink project aims to unite humans with artificial intelligence by implanting chips in the brain. This project is marketed as a liberating technology, but its true purpose is to transfer human consciousness into a digital prison. CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technology is no longer science fiction but reality. In China, in 2018, the first gene-edited babies were born. While the developers of this technology describe it as the next stage of human evolution, it is nothing more than a modern continuation of the Anunnaki genetic projects. Finally, global pandemics and vaccination programs also serve this agenda. According to sources, mRNA technology may have been designed to separate divine energy from human cells. This claim is controversial, but the question is worth asking. Why would they want to intervene in the genetic material of the entire world population simultaneously? The Mystical Archives note and closing. This information bears traces of a cosmic war unfolding beyond the material world. Saturn is not merely a planet. it is a command portal opened by the Archonic system to Earth. Black goo is this system's biological and energetic intervention tool. So what can we do in the face of all this darkness? First, strengthen your connection with nature. Walk barefoot on the earth, touch trees, spend time near natural water sources. This neutralizes the electromagnetic effects of black goo. Second, meditate and expand your consciousness. The Archons cannot perceive the fifth dimension. As you raise your consciousness, you escape their control. Third, repair your DNA with specific frequencies. 528 Hz is known as the DNA repair frequency. 432 Hz is the universal harmonic frequency. Listening to these frequencies can reactivate your silenced DNA. Fourth and most importantly, do not fear. Fear is the greatest weapon of the Archonic system. Fear is a low vibration and makes you controllable. Love is the highest vibration and makes you untouchable. Remember, the Archons cannot copy the soul. The divine spark within humanity remains the final fortress that this dark system can never capture. You are not a body, you are a soul having a body. And that soul cannot be imitated by any artificial intelligence, cannot be destroyed by any dark force. Knowledge is power, awareness is weaponry, your soul is the citadel. At the Mystical Archive, we have archived the truth. Awakening is next. The archive remains open. Awakening has begun.